Haram's growing profile and power in Nigeria. Dr. Max Abrahms is a terrorism analyst and professor at Northeastern University. Appreciate your being here. You know, for all of the international support and attention that's being focused here, is there any indication that this crisis is any closer to ending?
Not at all. I actually feel bad for the Nigerian people because you're quite right. I was listening to the lead up and I heard about the hashtag that's been sent around 4 million times, and there's all this international uproar since these schoolgirls were abducted, and yet the actual international measures to hunt down these schoolgirls is extremely limited. If these schoolgirls are to be found, it's going to be largely done by the Nigerian military, which thus far has shown little ability to really make any progress against this group. And so I expect to see more of the same despite all the attention to this issue.
And Professor, even if the girls were all released now, all would be unharmed. I mean, the genie is out of the bottle here, right? The problem doesn't end.
Well, for whatever reason, the international community has really been captured by this news story. We've fixated on these abductions, but this is the second most lethal terrorist group in the entire world. And so thousands and thousands of civilians are being killed, and you're quite right. I mean, these women could, well be released unharmed. That would be fantastic, but the Boko Haram menace will continue.
You talk about the power of this force. Does Boko Haram have the power now or the influence to reach outside of Nigeria's borders?
Well, that's a real question. It's kind of a tricky question within Washington. Some people like to emphasize links with al-Qaeda. Personally, I think that the international dimension to Boko Haram is a bit overstated. There are some links between Boko Haram and al-Qaeda affiliates based in Africa, but the relationship between Boko Haram and al-Qaeda Central is quite limited. And so despite what the UN said in terms of listing Boko Haram as related to al-Qaeda, that relationship shouldn't be overstated. Boko Haram remains primarily a group that's operating within Nigeria. To an extent also, it's a regional concern, but internationally, they're still not there yet.
So if this force is so strong and so lethal as you have described it, is it possible that any kind of military action could take place that would bring an end to the crisis or bring down Boko Haram?
I don't think so. Military solutions are typically overrated, and the reason why is because military solutions are very effective at killing off existing terrorists, but in the process, they often generate more of them as innocent civilians are accidentally caught in the crossfire. I think what needs to be done is economic stimulus in the northern part of the country, which will dissuade, people, potential militants, from joining the group. And so clearly both efforts need to be done. There needs to be a military component that focuses on Boko Haram without harming the local population, as well as economic stimulus, particularly for the Muslims living up north.
Terrorism analyst at Northeastern University, Max Abrahms. Thanks very much.
My pleasure.